met Kristina. This is my husband, Andrew.
Hi.
He's a professional artist, so we're gonna do Kristina Learns to Draw.
There's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Okay, ooh, I gotta get ready. Okay.
So, teach, what are we learning today?
So we're gonna draw an apple today. I'm gonna teach Kristina how to draw an apple. We were gonna draw a picture of our dog at first, but I really wanted to draw something directly from life, which is what I think is the best way to learn to draw. So we're gonna stick with an apple. We had other fruits up here, but we decided to make it really simple. We took them all away and we're just gonna go with the apple. So the first thing we're gonna do is...
Wait, first before we begin,
yeah.
How much experience do you have teaching art?
I have a tremendous amount of experience teaching art, a lot.
You do?
Oh yeah.
We've been married 4 years and together 8. I don't recall you teaching art ever.
Yeah, I have a lot.
Great.
Yeah. No, I've never really taught art per se. Okay, but...
Do you want to know my art background?
Sure.
I had a sketchbook when I was a kid and I used to draw myself from pictures, and I used to draw like my bedroom window in like my room. And so I have a little experience drawing. I'm not like, you know, I just drew, like taught myself basically.
Yeah.
So I'm like a self-taught drawer.
I have a degree in fine art and I was a drawing major in school, and I was a sketchbook fanatic. I drew all the time.
Great.
I painted for a number of years, and I'm a stone carver, so I've been doing art my entire life.
Okay, well, let's
Here we go.
Let's see if this translates.
Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna draw the apple in 20 seconds. Okay?
Oh, no.
Yes.
Okay.
And we're gonna do it a few times on the page. So go.
So go anywhere small?
No, you can draw over the same picture over and over.
Okay.
It's just to warm up.
Okay.
And to do this, we're gonna do what's called a blind contour. We're not gonna look at the page.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
So just look at the apple, and as you put your pencil down, imagine you're focus on one part on the apple where you're gonna start, and basically we're just doing the outline.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And so as I'm putting my pencil down, if you watch that, I'm looking at one specific part of the apple. Okay, my pencil's on it, and now I'm just gonna kind of trace the apple.
Should I be doing this too?
Well, yeah, you can do it now. I just wanted to show you.
Okay.
And I just kind of trace the apple, okay? And I'm gonna do that a few times. Okay.
Okay.
Now you didn't see this little thing here?
Well, you said just the outline, so I just did the outline of the apple.
Okay. So for instance, my outline, I can see, if I trace my outline, look at here at the top.
I mean, mine's pretty good.
See, I can see this little nub right there. That's the top of the stem.
I see.
Right?
Yeah.
You want to forget everything you know about apples and fruit. You're not drawing from knowledge and information. You're drawing lines and shapes. So you just trace whatever form is there. And watch this, Kristina. Okay, I start here, this little nub at the top. I'm going down. I'm actually going to go over and I'm going to do the side of the table.
I was just going to ask you that.
Right.
Can I just?
Perfect.
Because what happens is the line then becomes a box.
That's right. And then you could go down, and basically you just want to trace around.
Okay.
There's ollies there.
So are we going to do this together, or you're?
No,
I'm just
go ahead
watching.
now. Yep.
Well, I thought you can be like start, stop. We can do it together.
I just wanted to give you an idea.
I see.
Now you can kind of see it.
Well,
Go
you've
ahead.
explained this technique to me before, so I kind of knew. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't want to go by myself.
We're going together.
Okay.
We're warming up.
Okay, so you just keep going.
Just keep going and,
where do I
and
start?
try and draw. You know, you can maybe start once from the bottom, and you can move slowly, and you trace the apple. Imagine your pencil is actually on the edge of that apple, and as you trace with your eye along the apple, you actually trace your pencil. You move your pencil also.
Okay, how long do I do this?
Okay. Okay, good. It's perfect. That looks good. Let's do one more.
This looks good.
One more.
Okay.
The idea is we're getting our mind and our hand all connected.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And so the more the merrier, right?
Okay.
And actually this one, now you're allowed to quickly glance back at your page. Great.
I made a big
Okay,
question.
move out of the way so people can see that.
I made a question mark.
You did.
What the fuck am I doing?
Great. No, that's perfect.
I was drawing the stem.
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, do a few more. Just do a few more.
I want to draw like the coloration in the apple.
You can trace you can trace that if you want. You can trace those little nut like patterns in the wood grain. The idea is you're just practicing, you know, moving along the forms with your pencil.
Do you know what I really want to learn?
Well, we're what?
I really want to learn how to do like shading.
Yes, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Hi, Ollie.
That one looks better. That one's looking better.
Looks like a little joint.
Okay, you satisfied? Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. So now let's just flip to a new page. Now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna trace. We're gonna do that. We're actually gonna draw the apple now. Okay.
Okay.
And this time.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
How do you do that?
Okay. So we're gonna basically do what we just did.
Yeah.
Except you can look at your page. So
Okay.
basically, you wanna really focus on observing the apple.
Okay.
Make sure, don't move your pencil. Don't draw something that you don't see. Okay? You have to see it. Okay, I see that curves like that.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow that curve. Okay.
Okay.
And basically with this one, I would recommend we draw the apple, and then we even maybe draw like a little bit of the background.
Okay.
I wouldn't do anything back there. Just leave it all out. Just focus on the apple.
Okay.
Or even you can just focus on the apple.
Okay.
And we're gonna do the shading underneath and everything. So.
Okay. So just but like one dimensional, like one line type.
What do you
Because
mean?
I don't know how to make a circular
No, that's
shape.
right. So the important thing we're gonna focus on now
One
is
line.
getting that. No. I don't just do one continuous line. I can do lots of little lines. Like for
Okay.
instance, I'm gonna start drawing this apple, right? Now I can see how I'm doing that. As you're doing it, Kristina, as you're observing, you have to look at your page. You have to look at the apple.
Yeah.
You kind of have to do both. And I actually go back and forth really quickly with my eyes. If you watch, I'm always glancing at both. Okay, back and forth.
Okay.
And that's kind of what we're gonna do. So we're just gonna do the outline of the apple.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And you want to get all those nuances.
Okay.
So like I see right here there's a little peak, so I can see that, and then it angles down.
Yeah, but see now your angle, your view is different.
Right,
from
I'm
mine.
just explaining.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay.
And then this is gonna this is tricky. And then I'm gonna say one more thing. Okay? Some people do this.
Trust myself.
Some people do this.
Oh, okay.
Which means
What is
they're
that?
getting a vertical and a horizontal.
Oh.
Right? So if you have a perfect vertical, you can see how the apple kind of curves or angles,
Yeah.
right? So you can do that,
Okay.
right?
Let's see. Yeah.
And so that's one way to sort of, you
I
know,
could even draw that in, huh?
you could do it like down the center of your page, but I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna move slowly, and we're gonna go ahead and draw that apple.
Okay.
Okay.
Whole page?
Do it natural.
Okay.
If it's gonna be
Whatever.
small, it'll be small,
Okay.
you know?
Okay. I mean, this is what I did as a kid. I just
Yeah.
drew from life without really knowing what the fuck I was doing.
That's right. Okay.
Oh, just the outline.
Well, no, that's good. Let me see what's going on here. Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, you're doing good. You can draw see, even this has an outline too.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can go ahead and draw that outline too if you see one there.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we get that, okay. So this is important when you're drawing something from life. Your mind is gonna wanna try and interpret what you're seeing based on the knowledge that it has. So for instance, you know that this is a little stem and it has a little nub on top.
Yeah.
So you drew the little nub on top, but it might have not looked like that.
No, it looks like a penis.
Okay, that's why we didn't put any bananas on the fruit stand. On the still life. Okay, we're trying to be funny.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Okay,
Trying.
now what we're gonna do.
I feel like you're looking at my page like, how am I possibly supposed to draw?
That's good. No, that looks good. That looks good.
See, this isn't just about me learning to draw. It's about Andrew learning to teach, right?
All right.
It is.
So now what we're gonna do, you know what? I'm gonna make a little correction here on mine. Like, you know, I actually don't have any erasers.
I was just gonna say I don't have.
We probably should grab one, but I'm just gonna like kind of make a correction and. Okay.
Me too.
Okay. So now what we want to do is maybe like light. We're gonna put in this shadow. Okay.
Yeah.
So some people like squint, like to get to sort of blur the lines, and you just see the lights and the darks.
Yeah.
So line is one thing, but another thing is like lights and darks.
Yeah.
So for instance, like on this side, I can see this edge of the apple. I don't know if you can see it. Let me come to your side.
I have an edge of an apple.
Yeah. Yeah, but your dark side is here.
Yeah.
Right?
It's great.
So if you kind of squint, you can see that this is quite dark right here.
Oh yeah, okay.
Versus this side, which is light, and actually this is the lightest.
So, but isn't that because of where the light's coming from?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So
if my shadow's here, then chances are the darkest side's gonna be here, and then it gets lighter.
Yeah. And ultimately you just want to like look, because if you really, I know I'm over there, if you really look into that shadow, you can start, you can see all sorts of colors in there. It's not just like it's black or dark, right? And look at that shadow has 3 different shades, right?
Yeah.
And even right at the bottom of that apple, underneath it's a little darker. It's not black, it's just darker.
Okay.
So you want to like try and pick up those subtleties and, and render them.
You really have to be observant.
That's all it's about. Observing. You should be sweating that because you're observing so hard.
It's a workout.
So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start putting in some shadow. Like, I don't know how else to say.
Is there a technique though of like, because I feel like I remember something where it was like lines and then you do like a cross thing.
Yeah, that's cross hatching.
What's that?
That's a way to shade. Yeah, like, you can do the cross hatching, right? Yeah. You can do lines that follow the form. Yeah. Right?
Okay.
You can do like shading like that. We're not really doing, I'm not showing you any of this stuff because I just want to jump right in and do whatever you think of to do. Okay. And then we'll work kind of from there, what you already do. Okay. So however you feel like you need to do it, that's what you do. Okay. So let's go ahead and just start drawing away. Okay. And I'm going to give you one more suggestion too, Kristina, is what pencil do you got there?
This one.
And what's the letter on it? Okay, 2B is the darkest one. Oh. So maybe pick up the
3B
the
or
B.
B?
The B.
Oh.
And that'll maybe help you start the drawing because it almost helps sometimes to work from the lightest to the darkest.
So this is the lightest?
That's the lightest pencil.
Okay.
Yeah. So that might help with getting, the right density of the shadow. Okay. I'm gonna have to get an eraser too. Here's a suggestion too.
The thing is like now I have this line. And then my shading is different.
So maybe take an eraser and just take out that line.
Didn't you just say we don't have an eraser?
Right here. So you can maybe go around that line, right? Oh. See, but that's a cool point you're observing is like now you have a line there and maybe you don't want it there. Yeah. Right?
I just want the shading there.
Yeah.
So next time I'll just go lighter on that line because I'll know I might want to erase it.
So I don't have a lot of shadow here. But like, you see, I'm gonna work it up slowly. I'm gonna work it up a little slowly, a little more slowly.
This little dingleberry here is it's kind of funny.
And I'm actually kind of starting underneath the apple, where it's like the darkest, and then once I get a kind of a flow there, I'm just kind of pulling it out.
You're not supposed to laugh at your student.
I'm not laughing. I'm thinking, how am I gonna? I mean, it's.
You know what I need?
It's the best part to just start, and you have it. Yeah.
Yes, and so what I'm observing now is that this looks really flat, and this looks like it's coming out more.
Okay.
So I need to. How do I make this round?
Okay. So
how do I make it?
Yeah.
2D?
What we're gonna do is we're now gonna focus on some light and shadow on the apple.
Okay.
So look at the darkest part of the apple. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to come over here and look at it. Okay. So you can see the darkest part of the apple, right? Where's that? Point to it on the apple. I just want to see if you can. Where's the like on the apple? So that's actually on this thing. That's the wood.
Oh, okay. On the apple.
Yeah. I would
Here?
say there. Yeah, exactly. Right there looks the darkest.
Yeah.
This looks dark, but maybe not quite as dark as that.
Yeah.
And you know what's interesting is look, you can actually see the reflected light from this.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yeah.
So a shadow is not just a dark shadow. There's all sorts of lights in there.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to worry too much about that, and maybe like try and squint a little bit.
Okay.
You see how it's like.
The shadow is casting too. Like I can see the shadow and light.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so how do I make this round?
Okay, so what you want to do is like, for instance, I'm gonna look and I can see for me, this is the darkest part of the apple over here. So I'm gonna start making this dark, and I'm actually going to, when I'm doing it, I kind of follow the form a little bit with my pencil, like, you know, the lines kind of follow the shape of the apple.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm not doing straight lines right here, even though you could.
Yeah.
Because it really just matters about the actual shading.
Yeah.
And another thing I'm going to recommend doing is you can compare. So for instance, like when I'm looking at the apple and trying to figure out how dark it is, I'm also I'll look down quickly at this, and then I'll look back at the apple, and I'll kind of compare the two, which one's darker, right? Or even I would look at what's the brightest part of this entire scene.
Yeah.
Can you see something?
Yeah.
What?
The light, I can see the light here.
This light here, okay? So essentially that would be the white of the page, because the white is the brightest thing we've got going.
Right.
So that's something to consider too, is like you look for where is it the darkest and where is it the lightest.
Okay.
And then you look at everything in between.
I know, keep it simple, pal. This is our first class.
Okay, no, you're doing good.
Okay.
Keep
okay,
going.
but what I have in mind in terms of how do I make it round is like, how do I pull this part? How do I make this part?
Yeah, it will happen if you just focus on the light and the dark. You know what I would say?
I have to do more shading?
This is what I would say.
Yeah.
If you look at how dark that apple is, right?
Yeah.
Look, this whole section from here to here, look, from here to there, is actually pretty dark.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh, okay.
But also look, see this thing? This actually, there's like shadows in there that are actually darker than any shadows on this apple.
Oh,
Okay.
that is very like specific.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like, and see how this is the darkest right here?
Yeah.
So keep that in mind as you're shading. You're not going to shade this whole thing the same dark.
Yeah.
There's different variations. A little lighter right there. It's a little darker right in the center.
That is really tricky.
It's a little lighter right there.
Yeah.
Right? Even that, just that subtle shift.
There's a circle. Okay, I'm gonna just try
Yeah.
something.
Go ahead.
Andrew.
Yeah.
I apologize. I sometimes make fun of you for not being patient. This takes a lot of patience.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you love it.
I mean, even, yeah, I guess.
I don't know if I love it.
I think once you see things starting to happen,
Yeah.
you're gonna be happy.
Yeah.
I haven't done this in a long time either.
Really?
Like, just sat down and, well, I haven't drawn a still life in forever.
Like, I really feel like I'm just making a hairy apple.
It's okay, keep going.
Are you squinting?
I am, actually. I am squinting.
Can you just show the camera what you're doing?
So when you squint, it helps you see the lights and the darks, and it reduces them to like their most basic
No, I don't.
Value, but I'm not gonna, yeah.
I know that term.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, just lights and darks.
I guess I don't see it. I don't know what you're seeing. Hi, Ollie. Do you want to be drawn? Oh, he likes the box.
Oh, and yeah.
What?
I can see in my apple, it's like there's a subtle shadow right there. So and I slowly start building them in, like I don't just go straight to the darkness.
Yeah.
I kind of build it in, and look at me, I'm actually doing cross hatching because I do find that helps. Christina, that looks great.
You're so full of shit. How does that look great? It looks like there's a worm is in some kind of its like shell made of yarn and lint.
I would focus on, see this little stem?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to slow everything down as you're going in, focusing in on this stem, because look it's got lights and darks too.
Yeah.
Okay, so focus on putting in those lights and darks.
Okay.
And just focus on the stem and nothing, you know.
Okay.
Just slow it down, you know.
Okay. Oh, okay, that looks a little better. Good call, Booze. Wow! Look at that! Looks like an apple.
So you see what's happening now? I would also consider this line right here. See this shadow?
Yeah.
It probably isn't gonna switch that abruptly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe I would look at to see if you can find a transition there, and don't just put a transition in because I'm saying, see if there's one there. Maybe it does. Like sometimes if there's something with a really hard shadow, it is a hard shadow like that.
Yeah.
Like this is a hard line right here.
Yeah.
Right? So see if you can find any more nuances on this side of the apple. Like is there any part of this apple that's lighter or darker?
Well,
right?
There's the red and the yellow, but you're talking about just light.
That's right. I'm
What?
talking, imagine it black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you're gonna squint and see if,
Well, like, okay, so like this is kind of dark.
okay, so maybe try and describe that or like put that in what you're seeing there. And honestly, like the red does have a little bit more dark in it,
Yeah.
right? So you can put that in, but and if you would like, Kristina, why don't you go ahead and try and put that crate in?
Okay.
Give it a little bit of ground, right?
Yeah.
And so you do the same thing. You kind of just like, I'm kind of like doing it like kind of lightly, but I'm kind of finding that angle. Imagine that straight line, right? You have it inside yourself. That's what I use. That it's like a natural. You know if when something's straight.
Yeah.
So you can see this is actually there's angles. That's actually angles, right?
Yeah.
So you want to try and find those angles, like if it's angling down slightly or what is the angle of the crate and.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm not even putting in any of those notches right now. I'm just like finding the basic.
Oh, I mean, I'm putting in those notches.
Yeah, no, that's fine. You can go ahead and do that. I think for me, right now, I'm just like, I want to just find the main lines and then I'll put in the notches.
Cool. Well, I got my dimensions off a little bit here. Because I want to put this handle in, and the handle is above the shadow.
Right. So this is an important point. So Kristina wanted to like look like over around the corner to see a part of the still life that she liked. And I would say that that could be a really cool way to do a still life where you look all over the place and draw whatever. It might turn out really interesting, like looking like a Picasso or something. But for this technique, we're just practicing observational drawing. So you want to sort of keep the same line of sight the entire time.
Okay, I think you misunderstood me. Great point. Very good to know that, but I wasn't looking around it. I was looking straight ahead. What I was saying is that the handlebar, I drew this, I think, wrong, or my shadow's coming up high because the handlebar, as I'm seeing it, is like right here.
It's right behind the apple. Boom, right there.
Yeah, but so I don't have any more table.
Well, let me see where your table is. Yeah, look at, I don't even see this table is not above. Is it above? Oh, it's a little bit.
Wow.
Do you see the corner, like do you see it going?
No,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't.
I would say you could cut off the shadow if you want.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I gotta do this whole line again.
Do the square again. Or it's not even.
Because I guess I did kind of look up.
Yeah.
Side.
Right. So you want to keep the line of sight.
Okay, so then this is gonna come down a little bit too.
And I'm gonna recommend not necessarily putting in those notches first.
Okay.
Keeping your line light.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you ever close just one? See now, if I close one eye.
Yeah.
I can see the corner, but if I close the other one, I don't.
Sometimes, but I would keep them both open.
Okay.
Both eyes open, folks.
So, yeah, okay. Well, both eyes open show me both aspects. I'm like drawing with the eraser right now.
Great.
I still don't have room. Why does that seem like it?
That's okay.
Why does it seem like... How come it doesn't... Is this too big? My apple's too big.
Let's see.
Compared to...
Okay. Now...
Because I still can't do the...
Yeah, can you move your head over? Let me see what you're seeing. Yeah, you see... I see this line being actually quite down here far, but honestly, Kristina, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Like,
I just want to put that handle in.
Yeah, so you can put the handle in because you're just it's gonna end up cutting into your shadow a little bit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But honestly, like, even if you look at that handle,
yeah.
If you look at the lights and the darks there, it's hardly in there.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally just like this line of light right here with some dark there. Like, it's very subtle. So.
Okay, don't worry about it.
No, I would put it in. You can go ahead and put it in if you want to put it in.
I'm just gonna move it a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
can I do that?
I would also observe, like, see how it follows the form of this right here? Do you see that line actually follows this line? They're perpendicular. Yeah. So that's something to keep in mind too as you're...
I know, I just don't have space to put it in up here. So I'm just gonna put it here.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yes. And I would almost try and put this line in too, Kristina, because it's gonna give your apple like a whole home.
Huh?
Yeah. Do you see my box?
Okay, I'll try.
So no, follow this line. Follow the angle. Right?
I know.
Don't look at my drawing.
No, I didn't. But all of a sudden, like, my mind can't compute the direction in which the line's going.
Perfect. That's good.
Oh, it's perpendicular.
No, don't. You're using what I told you. No.
But it is.
Okay.
I'm just trying to help myself because I'm like, how the fuck do I draw this line?
And I'm gonna say one more thing.
Okay.
Observe the distance of where the apple to that line.
This is art class, not math.
Okay. See that?
Yeah.
Look at the distance.
Okay.
And that's how you find whereabouts it's gonna go.
Okay, but if it's here, then I know that my drawing is way off.
That's okay. Just try it and see.
I'm gonna have a very
right. So just
rectangle.
Look at all the lines.
All right.
Okay.
Why is that funny? Oh, I see. Okay, no, it's good actually.
It's interesting how that works sometimes. You like it doesn't like feel like it's gonna work, but then once you do it, it's like, whoa. And that comes from observing what you're seeing. Yeah. Instead of trying to interpret what you're seeing.
Yeah, because now all of a sudden what I'm seeing is that the box cuts behind my easel. Yeah. Now I can put that in.
Yeah, there you go. Now I'm actually cheating a little bit because I know I have the basic structure of these front panels. So I'm just using my knowledge and information to just like recreate each one. And this is like a pretty crude drawing, so fine by me. Okay, how's it going? We could probably wrap up soon, I think.
Yeah, I think, how do I make my table 3D?
You just follow the angles that you see, right?
It's really hard though, like
So I would say this
to make it like
this point right here.
Yeah.
You want to now you want to go down. You want to find pick a line and see this angle and just follow it down and do that. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, do you see any light and shadow in that box? Like, is this lighter than this or darker, or which one's?
This is darker.
So maybe you can sort of sketch it in lightly, like, you know, just kind of, like for instance, this one's darker on my side, so I'm just gonna kind of do this. I'm just gonna make it a step darker. Not like a lot, just kind of light, but just like one step darker, right?
Oh.
That's it. So that's what I would do if I was you.
Okay, well first I gotta put in these wood boxes.
You don't have to. You can just do the step, and it'll look three-dimensional.
Okay.
So basically, just if this is darker, just make it a step darker. Just do that, right?
See, the thing is that these are too sharp to do a proper shading.
Okay. So maybe tilt your pencil to the side a little bit. Yeah, there you go. And sort of, yeah, there you go. Right? Perfect. And you see, now that you got it one step darker, you can look, and if you think it needs to go a little bit darker, you can go ahead and make it another step darker. But you kind of build it up, right? And these are mine are actually darker.
Okay.
Right? And
this is actually interesting because
see, what I find happens that as you draw, you kind of adjust and you start picking up more of the subtleties of the form and the light and the dark, like as you draw.
All right.
I'm just putting in some final things here. Did you just sign it?
I did, because, you know, you never know where these drawings will end up.
Okay.
You want to do a quick crit? Is that what it's called?
Sure, yeah.
You want to explain really quick what a crit is?
A crit is a critique. Okay. So this is a crit, okay?
Okay.
What do you think? Like, are you happy with it?
Well, I'm happy that I figured out, I had this line all the way down here.
Yeah.
And so when I lined up this line here, I realized that it didn't work because this line was over here, and I was like, if I line that up, it's like this long rectangle that's not actually this shape.
Right.
So what I realized is that, oh yeah, it actually cuts off here. Anyways.
That's a breakthrough.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Look at what it does to your drawing. It's like one of the best parts. You can see it's like, this is in front.
Yeah.
And this is behind.
Yeah.
And it's like literally just like these lines, but but that's why you want to observe, right? Yeah.
I also like my stem here when you told me to focus.
Maybe we should like pull it here, like this, right?
Yeah, when you told me to focus on the shadowing here of the stem.
Yeah.
Because it just looked like an outline of a penis, and once I put in some shadow, it looked like a stem of an apple.
Yeah, no, that's great.
I mean, it looks like a stem of an apple when I look at it. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that worked out.
Yeah.
Even that circle is the right ellipse there is the right sort of shape.
Obviously it doesn't, like, the whole idea of like fading.
Yeah.
in the shadow and like fading, like that doesn't make sense to me.
Well, if you squint at this apple, there's very little differentiation in the light and dark. It's almost just the same.
Yeah.
It's a little darker on this side,
Yeah.
but not as dark as the difference in that. Mine too. Mine's hideous too. But one rule about art is no judging allowed.
No judging.
Right? That's like, I conditioned myself to judge my art for years and years and years. Even the subtle, like, oh, that's, you know, it's okay to say it's not working, but to actually have like an emotional reaction to it, that's like, you are actually having a negative energy that you're participating with inside your body towards this thing that you were trying to create. That's not I don't see that being healthy for a human being and necessary.
Yeah.
So
because it's just a process of learning and experimenting and exploring.
Yeah. So I would say that's pretty successful. I like this line.
Yeah.
It's very artsy.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. Let's create yours.
Okay. So go ahead.
So is this like a cigar?
It does kind of look like a cigar. It's like it looks like a form.
It looks like a finger.
It looks sitting behind the apple. This is embarrassing for me because I have 20 years experience, but that's okay.
I like how you got the crate so precisely.
Yeah, I got the crate in.
I'm not sure that this looks like an apple, but
it really doesn't. Honestly, yours looks more like an apple.
Let's compare. Apples to oranges. Yours looks like an orange.
I didn't even sign mine. I'm gonna sign mine.
That's awesome.
Okay, I'm gonna sign mine down here.
Okay, well that was a good first edition, I'd say, of Kristina Learns to Draw.
Yeah. Anything else? That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was fun. Thanks, Andrew, for teaching me some stuff. Maybe we'll see you again. If you guys want to see more of Andrew's work, you can check out the website and his YouTube channel. I'll link everything below. Instagram is pretty cool too.
Yep.
But
probably the website is the best, andrewgableart.com.
Okay.
See my carvings, paintings, drawings.
Cool.
Yeah.
He's got some really cool YouTube videos too, though, like showing the whole creation process. So definitely check those out. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet.
Okay.
And then subscribe to my channel because this is where the cool content is. Just kidding. Okay, that's it. Thanks, guys.